Hey, we do a segment on this program called Small Caps for People Too, and today's feature, we feature Greg Lambrecht. He is the CEO of SinglePoint. SinglePoint.com is the website. They are a publicly traded company. SING is their stock symbol, and they are a mobile marketing and payment solution. They don't provide any over-the-top television, but he's here with us. Greg, thanks for swinging by today. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Do you have an Apple TV, Greg? Do you even know what the hell it is?
No.
I don't either.
I just learned about it when you told me.
Yeah, I know. So
I'm looking at Chromecast. It's $35 for like a thumb drive.
That's exactly right. It is. It's the size of a cigar. And you plug it in the back of your TV. And then, hey, Zach, is that wireless that you use on your iPhone there? Yeah, see?
And you use that as a controller?
Not a man of many words.
That's great.
But that's weird. Hey, Greg, not to die. I just needed to find another guy that was smart in business that didn't know Apple TV like we did either.
Thank you.
Talk to us about SinglePoint. What's you guys provide mobile marketing and payment solutions to small and large businesses. Give us a 50-cent tour of what that means.
Yeah, well, SinglePoint allows anybody to use their mobile phone and their credit card to do a transaction or a donation. But one of the exciting things that we're working on right now is we're in the process of acquiring a company called Text-to-Bid, and what Text-to-Bid has done is they've really revolutionized the charity auctions. So instead of going into an auction and having all the products on the table and using a pencil to write them, when you walk in, all the products are downloaded to your mobile phone, and then you text the bid.
Okay, hold on. We have an expert on this subject in studio, Russ Nailz, professional auctioneer.
AuctioneerRuss.com. Look for me.
The worst website on the planet, by the way.
Shut up.
But you do a lot of auctions. You do. I mean, as a celebrity guy, you go out there.
I was pre-electronics and post-electronics.
How do you feel about this? This is a good idea to me.
This is a good idea because it also alerts you when you've been out. Well, different. So I don't know if his does, but it alerts you you've been outbid. Would you like to increase your bid, or you can even type in like increase my bid $10 up to $500, all kinds of different ways to bid. Because silent auctions are generally money losers not money losers, but the live
compared to the live auction.
Compared to the live, it's about 35% of the take for the night.
Craig, it's an $18 billion business. That sound about right? I looked at market research. It's an $18 billion business, auctions, right? Charity auctions?
Yeah, it is. I mean, almost every school, that's one of the main ways they raise money, and then, of course, nonprofits and other auctions. So it's surprisingly a very big business. And to your point about being able to outbid them with text, one of the other interesting things is let's say you're out of town for your kid's auction or whatever, you can still participate even though you're not there.
Yeah. So what's interesting about that, on an acquisition strategy, which we've heard from a number of companies before, what basically, as a publicly traded company, SinglePoint, again, their stock symbol SING, and you can go to SinglePoint.com. You are using stock for currency to make an acquisition. Is that right?
That's exactly right. We're using half stock and half cash for the acquisition.
Can I ask you this, just because you guys obviously this is in your space. Mobile marketing, obviously. I mean, this is a natural for you guys, but I have to assume that there's a lot of acquisition targets. I'm sure a lot of guys are blowing your phone up, and there's a lot of guys that would love to have your attention. What brought this to you? Was something bigger, better, faster, stronger about this that made you like this deal?
Well, two things. One is that we're already in the mobile business, and we're very good at text messaging. So when we saw this business doing so well, they've been around 4 years and they're profitable. I keep using the phrase that basically how Uber has revolutionized the cab business. Yeah. This company, Text-to-Bid, has really revolutionized the charity auction business. It's so much better. In fact, the statistics are that if they use the Text-to-Bid technology, they make 30% more money.
Wow. Stay right there. We're going to keep you over the break. I'm going to keep you longer than you anticipated. This is interesting stuff. SinglePoint is the name of the company. SinglePoint.com is the website. SING is the stock symbol. Our guest, the CEO, Greg Lambrecht. Also going to talk about them as a company. They're getting their financials in order. They're moving up from the pink sheets to the bulletin board, which is a very important lesson learned. We'll tell you all about it. It's a Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. Stand by. We have a very exciting guest. I really like this company, and I want you to go online, and I want you to go to SinglePoint.com. SinglePoint.com. SING is the stock symbol. They are publicly traded. Greg Lambrecht is the CEO, and what they are is they're in the mobile marketing business. They've got fundraising solutions. They've got payment solutions. They're very good at texting, but they're in the middle of an acquisition of a company called Text-to-Bid. which mobilizes charity auctions. Russ, explain how
Nice.
that works for us, please.
Well, what you do when you go into those, fundraisers for your school or your favorite not-for-profit, you see the silent auction. You got to go up to the table, you got to look at every item, kind of sign your name, put your bidder number, blah, blah, blah. Well, with the iPhone and what this company does is makes it easy for you to make the bid on the phone.
Yeah.
The phone will also let you know when you've been
Makes charity
outbid.
Greg, would you say that this makes charity auctions more accessible? Is that the idea?
Well, not only does it make it more profitable for the company actually doing the auction, but it makes it so much more interaction for the people that show up to the auction. It makes it fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see a group of people then, with their phones out, as you do most places nowadays, checking different things. But they're bidding, they're outbidding each other. And by not having to go back to the table to sign up again, they drink more, therefore give more in the live auction because they're more inebriated. See, it's a side effect.
Good.
Yeah.
Is that how auctions?
That's what I wanted to say, but I was waiting for you guys. to
Yeah, I
say
had to
it.
pull that
You
out.
can say it, Greg.
Yeah,
That's all right.
sometimes you get a little loopy and you think, I can outbid this guy, and your hand goes up.
Okay, talk to me about, because I do a number of private equity. I'm still a consultant in the private equity world, and I keep on seeing these deals come across my desk about mobilizing everything. And mobilizing markets is what you call it. Talk to us about that, because that is sort of a new paradigm shift, is it not?
Yeah, it is. And, of course, everybody can relate to the Uber, and it's not just that it's cheaper, it's better cars, you don't have to pay cash. There's a lot of different things why people are mobilizing different businesses. And that's, the old saying, everything's going mobile. Well, I think that we've heard that for 5 years, but we're actually starting to see it.
The interesting part of this thing, as you say that, I was thinking about, wasn't there a movie that was up for an Oscar that was shot with an iPhone, Russ?
Yeah.
Like last year.
A friend of mine, reporter in Texas, Castellucci, shot his whole
Jimmy
package.
the Lip Castellucci, Johnny Bag of Donuts.
Package on an iPhone. So it can be done. And when the new comes...
Anthony Weiner shot his package on his iPhone, too.
Hey,
Thank you.
everybody.
Hey, everybody. I'll be here all
But
week.
when the new one comes out, even more will come out of that.
Hey, I have to ask you, Greg, is there an industry that we can't count on being mobile? Because now they start thinking about this. You could have mobile food delivery. You've got obviously Uber. I can't remember the last time I made a reservation for a hotel that I didn't just use hotels.com on my iPhone. Mm-hmm. Southwest Airlines, you can book travel. The mobilization of markets, that's where everything's going, or is that going to water down the sticks and bricks version of what these guys got going?
I don't think so. I think you're going to see more of it. And one of the topics that you mentioned is very popular is ordering, through your mobile phone.
Sure.
For delivery. That's been huge as well.
Yeah.
I just see more entrepreneurs figuring out how they can mobilize businesses to make them more profitable and easier for the customer.
For you as a company that is a publicly traded company, once again, they are stock symbol SING, SinglePoint.com, introduced to me from a friend of mine in New York, and I can tell you that as part of your growth strategy, you're going to go on an acquisition strategy, and we've had a couple of companies on the air in the last couple of weeks that talk about that is the strategy to make them a bigger company. Obviously, Apple and Google have made a living on top of what they do as their core business in making acquisitions. If you're looking to acquire companies, how do you find those companies, or do they come to you?
Well, one of the things that we do well is me and my partners were out of Seattle, which is kind of the mobile mecca of the United States. T-Mobile, AT&T's there, so a lot of talent's there. But you'll see a lot of private companies get funded with their mobile ideas, and for whatever reason, they never get to the 10x, but they've got a nice business and they've got some revenues. Those are the companies that we would like to come in with some of our knowledge and the public vehicle and help them get to where they need to go.
Obviously you're CEO of a public company. You can't talk about share price. You can't certainly talk about numbers. But just as a company as a whole, where do you guys see yourself in the next, let's say, 3 years and then 5 years?
Well, our strategy right now is to acquire text-to-bid, which is profitable, and then continue to acquire companies that are profitable. And also, which you mentioned briefly, is we're just about done with our 2-year financial audited, so we are going to move from the OTC Pinks up to the OTC QB.
Well, that'll attract institutional investors for you, right? And that's got to be one of the big reasons, right?
Well, yeah. Not only will we attract institutional investors to help us fund our acquisitions, but also it will attract institutional investors to buy the stock.
Well, there you go. All right.
Wow. See,
Greg
I'm
Lambrecht. Greg, I want you back on the program. Fantastic job.
I'm doing a lot more on my phone. I can just PayPal to SDG&E and done.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
that 4-letter utility company, isn't it? SinglePoint, SING is their stock symbol. Go to singlepoint.com. Check it out. Coming up, we're going to talk about the market because we need an expert in here because there's no adult supervision. Stand by. Big Biz Show. BigBizShow.com. Coming up.